3 different people have the same occupation, different encounters. What is the reason making the 3 policemen linked together? How love, hatred and fame will go on. Hello everyone, we JTeam. Today we are going to introduce you to a crime movie, Brooklyn's Finest, to make it easier for everyone to understand the stories of the 3 policemen. This movie will be told according to the segment. The story takes place in Brooklyn, New York. This is the most chaotic area of New York. Racism, drugs and human trafficking. Cause endless and dirty chaos. The first cop I'm going to tell is Eddie Duggan. Eddie is an old cop, only 7 days left he will retire. No son, no daughter, no wife. He has spent more than half of his life to devote to the police station. Eddie always keeps a generous attitude, during his work and life. So there is no bullets in his gun. Until now he has never opened fire. It is this attitude that makes people in the police station despise. Eddie intends to let the last day just go by like that. However, man proposes, God deposes. The boss suddenly says he will lead newcomers to study. Eddie is very reluctant. He hopes his superiors can find someone else to guide the newcomer. He just wants to make these last few days comfortable until retirement. The superiors tells Eddie it is decided. It is unchangeable. Eddie has no other choice but to accept. A new day begins. Eddie brings new cop, Panton, on patrol. Panton wants to stop a domestic violence case. Eddie stops him and tells him not to handle a lot of things. Panton is filled with suspicion. He is dissatisfied and despised him. He even refuses to have dinner with Eddie. That evening Eddie goes to the house of a prostitute, having a close relationship with him before to seek comfort. He enters the door, a young girl is kidnapped and taken away. Eddie sees it, but he doesn't care. He is about to retire. Therefore, he doesn't want to pay much attention to outside. Tomorrow Panton has registered to change instructors. While his car passes Eddie's, he even looks at him with annoying eyes, full of contempt and picky. That gaze is fixed on Eddie's heart. He joins another newcomer, Quinlan, on patrol as usual. When he gets back to the police station to rest, Eddie knows that Panton has been killed during his duty. Just about to turn and leave, then he suddenly remembers the night before, the young girl is kidnapped. On the same day, rookie Quinlan has conflict between the police and the people. On resolving a dispute, during the chaos Quinlan shot a child by mistake. So he is arrested. Eddie has spent his whole life as a police officer. He has never hurt anyone. Watch, Panton and Quinlan have just become cops. But one man is killed. Another is murderer. He is also upset. The superiors find Eddie, hope that he can ignore Quinlan's wrong murder. To improve Brooklyn police image, Eddie firmly refuses. He is now retired. He never wants to be involved in these filthy riots again. After retiring, Eddie still goes to the house of the prostitute before, hopes to have a good night with her, but she refuses. She senses Eddie's thoughts at that moment, and she won't be able to become a woman as Eddie has hoped. Eddie returns after being rejected. Sitting in the car but cold inside, he puts a bullet in gun. Wants to end his life right here. He recalls the girl has been kidnapped. Then he sees a girl being forced into a truck by a man. Eddie decides to follow. He follows the truck to a building, transferring the movie scene to a man named Sal, also a drug police. He specializes in carrying out dangerous missions on front lines. In a long time, he has a wife with asthma and a child. His wife is pregnant again, this time as a twin. But now Sal's house is very old. Not suitable for pregnant women, the house is full of mold. His wife can die of asthma at any time. The current house isn't enough for a family to live anymore. This is when the twins aren't born yet. He is extremely worried about. His anti-drug police salary is very low. Family meals also become issue, let alone move to a larger home. The pressure of life makes Sal lost the way. He starts to have more black money. Every time he is on a mission, he is always at the forefront. He forces drug dealers to tell where the money is kept, then kill them all. Several times like that Sal finds out the money in his hand is still not enough to move houses. He becomes more and more worried and wants to quickly earn enough money to move his wife and children to a new home. Sal knows the place's location of the drug dealer in a mission, but the anti-narcotics plan is cancelled midway. He can't wait even for a while. He is scared to see his wife and children disappointed. Immediately he takes the gun away despite friends' interference. Alone goes to the building of the drug lord. Sal's story stops here for now. The last policeman I introduce is Tango. He is an outstanding undercover policeman. He meets Lord Bosses in prison. He not only saves Tango's life, but he also appreciates him very much after being released. But Tango just wants to live a normal life. Don't want to be an undercover police anymore. When superiors find Tango to make fake documents as bait, also asks him to create a team then, to catch the drug lord. Even though he doesn't want to, he hesitates but agree. As soon as the deployment at the police station is completed, Tango's conscience finds out he deeply regrets what he has done before. He drives to find drug lord, and hopes that he leaves quickly. While they are talking without precaution, the boss was shot dead by the person in the car. The police are also nearby accidentally, but they don't appear. This makes Tango see through the face of the police station. He is so miserable that he and his superiors have a clash. He decides to avenge drug lord. In the night of the crime, Tango alone goes to the building where the drugs are hidden. It is also that night. 3 police officers, Eddie, Sal and Tango, bring different purposes to the same location. Eddie finds out where the young girls are kidnapped. While he is rescuing a young girl, he is discovered by the kidnapper. He raises his gun and shoots him. This is also the first shot of his life. Finally, he saves kidnapped young girls. Sal also shoots and kills the drug dealer at the building. When he is frantically putting money in bag, another drug dealer shoots him dead from behind. Therefore his wife receives a $100,000 pension. Tango, after avenges the drug lord, was killed by the police looking for Sal. The story of that guys who came here also ends. Brooklyn's Finest is a movie that gives us a feeling of depression and cruelty. The film is a reflection of the life at the bottom of American society. Social reality is chillingly dark. Tango, for having been with the drug lord for many years, there is a ton of black money going through his hands every day, without being intervened, although material interests couldn't buy him off, but because of the friendship with the drug lord, has led him to a path of revenge. In the end, he is killed by the police. Besides, Sal for relatives. The pressure of life makes Sal fall into sin. Think more and more extreme, increasingly crazy. Being a policeman, but he shoots criminals like animals. That is the reason why his usual attitude to his colleagues is increasingly cold. When immediate benefits outweigh the mission, eventually it will become a murder monster. In contrast, Eddie is the last survivor in the film. It seems like nothing in his life has changed, but he still keeps his conscience and responsibility of a policeman in such a dark society, although in his whole life he doesn't fired a single shot. After he retires, he opens fire for saving people. If we have to live in such a society, only hope that we can see the last glimmer of hope. Please comment your feelings about this movie. JTeam, goodbye and see you again.